Ladies and gentlemen, Mehta is an award-winning global creative leader. He works with some of the world's most innovative brands. Simple ideas, powerful storytelling, humanising technology, pretty much a summation of everything we've been discussing put into one person's career. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming to the stage the wonderful Mehta.
What I understand that we do as creatives is that we create things. And these big brands, what happens, what I've learned is that they use us and our creativity to try and create a feeling for their brand so then they can kind of communicate with their audience. So the first one is Nike. Everybody knows this. And luckily, the main guys at Nike were like, no, this is cool. It's going to resonate. So this is a Nike ID. I'm sure you know about it. I don't have to explain too much. But the idea is that you can customize the shoe to the way you play. So now it's like the brand is saying, here's all the tools. You tell us what you want to do. And it's like getting well known for bringing kind of an American company into Europe. So then I got kind of pulled into the US and ended up working in New York, which is amazing. So we redid the whole website as well, which was a whole team we had to build out. So we redid the website with the CLA, and we did a heritage story with Casey Neistat. I don't want to move anywhere. I quite like where I am right now. Kids are in school, everything's great. And because that was Alison Johnson. Does anybody know who Alison Johnson is? Exactly. So she basically worked directly with Steve Jobs and Johnny Ive, so they kind of set up the whole Apple-y thing internally, and she was the head of marketing and channel marketing and all that sort of stuff. So all that cool stuff you saw coming out of Apple when Steve was about, that was her. So I go over there, meet her, and she basically says that there's a new model that's happening. We're working with the venture capitalists, so Andreessen Horowitz and those guys. These are all the big Silicon Valley people who go and look at companies. Right, we've got this company, they're an AI company, they're 3 guys from Carnegie Mellon, and they want to bring AI into the world. This was amazing because I got to see how a company is run, I got to see someone's dreams being realized, and I got to make some cool stuff. And it just totally changed the way I kind of thought about what communications is and what building a business is. The idea here is never be scared to change the way we experience things. Pulled into, I don't know if you guys know InOcean. InOcean's like an ad agency. They're owned by Hyundai, and they wanted to kind of change the way things are done. I was like, can we build like some sort of platforms or some sort of products that tell people or brands that we're quite good? I said, can we just build an aggregator that you type in the name of the company and it just tells you everything what that company's doing? Real simple. And then the other side of it was, are these guys good? Do they know the pulse of creativity? Do they know what's going on in fashion, technology, film, etc.? So let's build a system around that. See, they were like, yeah, that's really good, Mehta, but you know, we've got this client called Hyundai who runs everything, pays the bills. I was like, oh yeah, better do something for them. It was like, why are people not getting into cars and like test driving cars? Because once you test drive the car, you're more likely to buy it. So that was a problem. But it was basically you could just snap your license, book a time, book a place, and the car would then come to you and you could drive it around the circuit that you wanted to do. We were looking at like, could you select the music? Could you kind of get picked up at work and all that sort of stuff? Okay, so I'm doing that. I'm in California, chilling. I can't surf, but my son can. A totally different scenario. And I think I probably call these things when I say, you know, I want to create feeling, I want to create change, I want to do something positive in the world. And then things like this happen. And this is a guy called Mukesh Ambani. He's the richest man in Asia, and his company is called Reliance. You know, when we talk about really rich and powerful people that sometimes they don't have a conscience, sometimes they do. And this is one of them. This guy and his family are definitely one of them. And he created this company called Jio. It's like he basically laid the foundation across India to connect the whole of India. Listen, he goes, we've got content, we need to change the way content is done, medical, financial. So we started building all these different systems. This would change the way farming is done because the crops, they can understand the crop cycles and different techniques from all around the world. These people are just going straight from having nothing to having the whole access on your phone and all these applications. And we kind of released it for free at first to get everybody in. And then like different fee structures were put in depending on your kind of income and stuff like that. Like in 1 year, we got 100 million customers. That's not 100,000, that's 100 million customers in a year. But this is interesting to me because they're bringing technology, data, creative and production together. He goes, would you be interested in working at Media Monks? And I was like, you know what, that's probably going to be the next model. Because Media Monks is a production company by nature, right? So it makes stuff. So I think that the ad model is going to change, and now we're going to move into more the maker mindset and just don't only present me the idea, don't only present me the strategy, but make the thing as well. I always thought that that was the way it's going to move. That's Sir Martin Sorrell. He was the founder of WPP. So if you know AKQA, or if you know JWT, or if you Ogilvy, all that, he's the one who kind of kicked all those things together. And he wants to do a whole new model. He's like, okay, era's changing. We've got to change the way we do stuff. Again, this is the business side of stuff. So I kind of went from the ad kind of cool stuff. Oh my God, that's really cool. To then like changing like a country type thing. To then looking at the business side of things. How do you affect change where you become part of the business side of it as well? So I do some art stuff. And the reason why I did art stuff is because I do a lot of communication for brands and things like that, but I'm not doing anything for my kids. My kids are like, 13 and 11 now, so I thought rather than write memoirs or whatever you do, I thought, let me just do some art pieces. So here's the book. Right. I'm not selling it or anything like that. I just tell them, I've got to show it because my wife will kill me otherwise. Of art. So this was the first idea, which is called survival algorithms. And what I wanted to teach my kids about this is that you all have the same 24 hours in a day, but different people have found different ways of doing things, and they've changed the world or they've changed their lives, right? I didn't try to be an artist. I didn't try to make it look too perfect. I just literally just did it because I wanted to think about, I want my son and my daughter to look at Bob Marley, to look at Elon Musk, and know who Ambani is, and know who Reiko Akaboa is. If you don't know, she's the one who does Comme des Garçons. And their story, Tupac Shakur, Steve Jobs, you can see it. Really weird, different influences, some in business, some in art, some in like music. But I wanted them to start finding out what their stories are, because I think that's where you can tell a life lived. You can tell more about what to do than a book will ever tell you. The color red is sort of stop or no or danger. In India, China, that's like prosperity. But they're embedded in all this are all the different language, all the different meanings of these colors. So it makes us start to think that we actually are connected by colors. They're very powerful things. The last one is the most wanted. So I've worked with the most wealthiest, I've worked with the most poorest, I've done all this sort of different stuff. For me, it's like, what's the most wanted? These things here. And I wanted to play with it and let you decode it. Like, I think love, victory, peace, truth, freedom. So there's a load of them. And I wanted my kids to understand that there are different value systems than the ones that you're being shown right now. If I can give you anything that you can take away from all this, please take this away. Never be scared to do whatever you want to do. And don't create just for the sake of creating, create feelings. I've been Mehta, you've been wonderful. Thank you.
But what an incredible array of projects, and what I really love about it, here is this young kid who came from a family of literally, as you say, no kind of artistic talent.
Yep.
And
my mum and dad think I do IT, by the way. They have no idea what I do.
And here you are, just, literally changing the world and creating a huge amount of feelings
and
hundreds of millions of people. So, hey, ladies and gentlemen, what about a round of applause for Mehta?
Thank you. Cheers, mate.